they are of my people, and they would never commit crimes against my people, whereas your people may not take the same stand. And so it's not about your skin color. It's about what white America has done. And once again, God said, whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So y'all got a rough day coming. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be light on you in slavery. Don't worry.
We'll see.
You know what I'm saying? I'll let you ride. I'll let you run the carriage.
Cool. Yeah, hey, I think it's a long shot, but okay, I have a question.
Sure.
Go back to Africa. How much responsibility do you blame for the black people that sold the slaves? You have to give them some like.
Absolutely.
Too,
you are 100% right. African countries that sold us into captivity should go into captivity.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
So your own people.
That's right. You ain't hear me say anything about Africans joining us. You can't be an African in here. If you come, there you go. Why would I ever be friends with an African? Once again, this ain't about color. This is about crime. If you are African and did crimes against black people by selling them here, then we can't be friends. You understand? Because look what you've done.
I've never heard him take that.
There you go. Once again, and that's the misconception. They hear me talking loud, then they don't want to, they scared and wonder. Everybody's scared of us. Everybody thinks we just off the top crazy.
Everyone thought we were gonna get a fight.
Yeah, we know when it's time to fight. You know what I'm saying?
We're getting along.
There you go.
Like, oh, bro, I think you're getting a fight with him. Be careful.
No, we know when it's time to fight. You know what I mean? That there are things that you should fight over, and then there are things that is fighting over is ridiculous. Like, I don't want to fight you over the color of your skin, but I do want to fight you if you commit crimes against me. Just like you should feel the same way about me. And Africans have committed crimes against black people, and we would never let them become a part of us.
Yeah, I've never heard a black guy say that.
Yeah.
Make excuses.
Because most of us are brainwashed.
Like, that was so terrible what they did.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying it's right on them taking them either, but selling
right.
your own people,
that's a horrible crime. And it wasn't, they were never our people. We were the Jews migrating from Israel into Africa. Those African tribes saw the opportunity of us running from Titus and the Romans and decided we could make money off of them and started selling our people over here. And so, yes, if you're an African, you couldn't be a part of us. Now, that don't let the white man off. He's still got to pay for his tribe. There you go. We got to, and it also shows the fact that we also deal with the Latinos and the Native Indians, that this is not about just being black. This is not a color thing. This is a real historical record of people and of the things that happened to them. Like, we would be weak to just go by a color. I think I'm more of a man than that. I mean, you got to show me more than just a color for me to respond. But I do see a historical record of an amazing bunch of people. And because of that, I really, really believe in fixing us and charging the real enemy.
Yeah, I'm, agreeing with that half is true as half, but you're making a lot of points I've never heard before, which I'm glad. These are conversations I like, where you're making points and things that I've never heard. When you're an individual thinker that thinks completely different about people. A lot of people are just fucking robots. They just copy what other people say. They don't think for themselves. They don't study the Bible. They don't really study. And I'm guilty of that. I haven't studied the Bible. You love Jesus, right? You don't think he's like burning all that
no.
Fake Jews?
No. It depends on which Jesus we're talking about. If we're talking about that blonde-haired, blue-eyed white boy that y'all got up in all these churches,
my white Jesus.
we ain't talking. If you talking about him, no, he don't get no love. The Bible says that Jesus Christ had woolly hair, red eyes, and brown skin. Revelation, the 1st chapter, 13 to the 15th verse, describes Jesus.
What did it say again?
That he had white woolly hair like the texture just like a black man, fully gray. White hairs or whiskers is something that was used in Old English. So when it's describing Christ, he had woolly hair with fully gray. Okay, he had bloodshot red eyes. He did drink wine, and it tells you his skin, his feet were like burnished brass, which is a shade of brown. In the book of Daniel, 10th chapter, 10th chapter?
Concert.
Daniel describes Jesus Christ as well. and he describes him as having arms and feet in color to burnished brass. Burnished brass is the color the Israelites called themselves in the past. There was no such thing as black. So the color that we used to call ourselves was burnished brass. That's how you know it was the breakfast, man.
Yeah, I never been on it, but I was surprised when my friend who studies this stuff. It's like, oh, I think those guys have a legitimate claim. I was like, really?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and that's also why in churches, most of the time, people are taught hymns. They pop out a hymn book. They're not sitting down, which has always struck me as, you know, kind of weird. Like, why? What book do you sing and dance around and not actually study the book? You got the book there, but you don't study that.
It's weird.
You sing and dance
Yeah, I'm
instead.
not Christian, but it's weird to not. You know, I still should read the Bible and the Quran and understand all these different religions. What's your thought on Muslims, both regular Muslims and like the Nation of Islam?
Okay, I think that Islam is an amazing religion for the Arabs.
Yeah.
I think a black man should never be a Muslim.
It is a little, I have some friends who are black Muslims, so I'm not going to comment on it.
Sure, I mean, you know, me myself, I'm not taking on the Arabs' religion.
Yeah.
I'm not no Arab. And I done followed the white man too damn long. I'm not following nobody else. Like, black people should not follow the Arabs' religion. The Arabs' religion is their religion. I mean, black people, you see the footage all the time of black people being treated as second-class citizens among the Arab world.
I've been to a lot of those countries, and black people are typically not treated that great.
There you go.
There's exceptions, you know, like.
Of course, but the majority of those countries get treated poorly.
They still kind of have slavery out there almost. Not like
There you go.
But it's like, some of the shit I've seen is kind of like that.
Now, to tell me to be an Arab is like to tell me to be insane. So yeah, black people, the Arabs is great for the Arabs. They're organized, they work their wealth, they got countries and weapons and all that. That's great. I think Islam is great for them. But black people should have nothing to do with Islam.
They have a really strong America. Why do you think that is? Why do you think so many black people resonate with them? Just like there's some recruiting or.
No, Jay, for you to even ask me that means you ain't picking up right yet.
I just don't understand why so many black people resonate with them. I guess maybe they're mad at the white people, so they want to jump.
Ding, 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 round!
I'm trying to figure out why so many black people jump to that religion.
Yes, because they're trying to escape you. They're trying to get away from you. They're trying to get away from your white Jesus. So the first man that comes around and shows them a brown paintbrush, they want to jump.
Yeah, but that's a very valid argument.
Yeah.
We talked about earlier about how hip hop's attacking the black man.
Right.
Now they're attacking the black woman. You're not making them into total whores and like
That was all.
their asses.
That was all part of the propaganda machine. They did a hell of a job saturating black men with what they wanted, and now they're extending it over to black women. The black community is destroyed because of white hands. White hands in secret. Everything that white people do is not in
White adjacent people.
There you go. Oh yeah, white adjacent.
I'm not taking. You're not
I
gonna
feel
give
you. You ain't going for that.
Kind of like you don't accept the Africans.
Right.
You out, I don't accept these people.
I got you.
We're not gonna come to an agreement.
We're not gonna bring the family
This is an
together.
issue we're not gonna agree on. I'm not bringing that in. Maybe they gave me $2 billion. No, my soul ain't for sale.
There you go.
I'm not teaming up with those people.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. But that's the reason. The black community has been destroyed psychologically by what white America has been doing for so long. And what Trump is about to attempt to do now. Trump is about to wind the clock back, wipe out our history, steal all our property, steal all our legacy, demoralize us, take away our spirit of ambition and growth and fight. Trump is looking to do all of that, and to do it for his benefit.
How so?
All he has to do is get us riled up enough to create a civil war, and then he can declare martial law, and that's the end of elections. The end of elections, he's in power for as long as he wants.
Into an hour, they can like
Yep.
do AI, data collection. Like, I'm not a huge Trump fan.
The Nazis 2.0.
Nazis want that.
Oh my God.
There's a guy on the call for it if you want to.
Oh,
Just, you know,
I wonder. Yeah, should we still talk to that guy, or is that racist friend, or do you want to just?
So it's totally up to you. This It's
Fuck
your
it,
show.
let's bring him on for a second.
Yeah.
Let's bring it on. Let's spice it up. He's a lot more, he's a lot more controversial than me. I think we're gonna put our headphones on.
Oh,
So
okay.
we can get heated for a second, and then we can rap.
Yeah.
You'll see. It'll be interesting. Like I said,
Not this guy in the suit.
You're ready for, oh yeah.
Oh, he's running from his own blackness. Look how dark his skin is. You gotta tell me your pedigree, buddy. Oh, he can't hear me yet. Yeah.
Oh, we're spicing shit up, like I say.
Scared of niggas, ain't you? Huh? Yeah. Yeah. I look like you wanna be one of us. What's with the big lips and the dark skin and all the woolly hair? It's like, what are you? What are you? What is your history? What nationality are you? Please don't say white. Tell us the truth. Because white is not a nationality, it's a color. What's your nationality? It's a color. You don't know that by now? What's your nationality though? What nation did you come from? You came from Russia. So you're a Russian. You're a liar. Yeah. We're from Israel. Where all black people come from. Yes, we are. That's where all men come from. Don't you know Israel is the first nation where real men come from? I know you white boys have such low self-esteem when you get around us that all you could try to do is call us black in Latin. Let me tell you something. You might think we are niggas and nothing else, but guess what? You had to rape our daughters to produce. We didn't rape yours. We didn't rape your mama, your grandmamas. Your grandmamas raped us in slavery. Wait a minute. Your grandmamas raped us in slavery. Your grandmother had to get me to put that thing on her because you white boys couldn't handle your business, man. That's what she had to do. Say that again. Say that again. It is when you're a white boy that ain't man enough to handle a conversation. When you're a white boy, when your default ideology is to try to act like you are more of a man than me is ridiculous, man. You know what I mean? Please, yeah. I mean, I can hear him well. Oh, gotcha. Say that again. No, I actually let you speak in the beginning until I saw that you just had such a low self-esteem. I thought I'd add a little manhood to you. Who's low self-esteem? You know what you are? You are a white boy who all your life have always wanted to aspire to be better than black men. I bet you got beat up in school, didn't you? They must have beat your ass. Yes, they did. Where you grow up at? Where you grow up at? See, that's why listen, Newark, New Jersey? You grew up in Newark, New Jersey. In New York, oh, they definitely beat your ass. They definitely beat your ass. That's why you the way you are. Sure you are. Listen, I grew up in New York too. We used to kick you white boys. Which was Bensonhurst? Howard Beach? Howard Beach? What area? What area? Don't be a bitch. What area? Where in New York did you grow up at? Where? Where? See, I told you he ain't nothing but a bitch. Listen, stop acting like such a chump. Simple question. I'm gonna give him the floor. Give me a simple answer. Where did you grow up at, chump? Where did you grow up at? Look at you with your little tight suit on. You want to look tough with a tight suit on. You's a bitch. Where in New York did you grow up at? Where in New York did you grow up at? Say it. You said New York City. Where? 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 Where, white boy? Where? Where? Oh, you're a liar. You're a liar. You grew up out there with them Guidos and the rest of them chumps out there, not in Long Island. No. Out in Queens. You didn't even get to Long Island. You grew up in Queens, got you a little BS job, and now you want to move it on. Now you want to move it on. It matters a lot. You know why? You know why it matters a lot? Because your racism is only based on your lack of manhood. That's all it is. Like, I could have seen if you got on here and brought a good point. But you just a man with lack. You just a man that has never measured up.
How about you guys both ask each other a couple questions real quick?
Yeah, did you play sports? I've been asking nothing but questions. Did you play sports? What'd you play? I know you. Listen. Basketball is retarded. The sport. Oh, it's a poor thing. Poor thing. They must have really handled you. They must have really took your masculinity. You went in that locker and saw them big dicks and was fucked up. You was fucked up. Let me tell you something, man. You have had a horrible life. And here's why. Because you had to live with men that were better than you. See, that's what happens to you little white boys. You little white boys, you little white boys, listen, you white boys like you, let me tell you what happens with you. As a young boy, you start to come into the world and you start to realize that you got to grow up and live with black men. And then you find out them black men are tougher than you. And then you try to go into sports. You probably went in there and said, yeah, I'm going to do that basketball. And then you went in there and found out you wasn't shit.
Let's just,
let me,
2 or 3 minutes and then we'll go. Let him answer that 2 questions.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, poor boy. Couldn't measure up in basketball. How far did you get? Did you go past high school? Did you play in college? Poor fella. I'm sorry about what happened to you, man. I'm sorry. We could be bullied sometimes. We could be bullied sometimes. You look like you tried to pass. You got a tanning salon at home? You got a tanning salon in that house, don't you? Tell the truth. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. We are animals? We are animals? Let me tell you something. Don't lie on me. See, you're such a bitch. I'm not the head of any prison gang. Poor fella. Poor fella. Life went off the rails, was planning to be a big guy. Black men just destroyed your life. I know. You know what you filthy Russians have done? You know, you slaughtered your own leaders, the whole entire Bolshevik family.
That was Jews.
You murdered. Yeah, they were your people. They were still your people. They were Russian Jews. They were Russian Jews that ruled it. And they were the best family line you had. You haven't had shit since then. And listen, and many of your leaders today are still mixed inside. Your leaders today are still mixed with them. I think we're getting just fine. I think for the first time in his life, he's getting a diagnosis at why he's been a punk his whole life. For the first time in his life, he's finally finding out why he's been so wound up like a top and he's been such a fucking failure in his life. I'm giving him tough love. This is good. This is what men do to men. Men teach men not to be a bitch like you. Men teach men that you don't have to wear a tight suit to try to act like you're tough. That's what men do. You understand? You lost that basketball. Accept that shit. Accept that shit. Okay? Accept that shit. You understand?
Where did I start?
Oh, man. Poor fella. Poor fella. Poor fella. Poor fella. See that? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at you with your pop gun. Look at you, tough guy. Look at you. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Listen. We're not going after your white girls no more, okay? I'm trying to help you out. We start the new leaf. No more of them flat ass white girls. We're gonna stick our own women. You understand? That's what we gonna do. Oh wow, you really try to be us. Look at you. Look at you mimic us. Look at us. And wait a minute, let me see the hair. Come close to the light. Can I see the hair? Look at the hair, y'all. Look at the hair. Look at it. And listen, it looks like you got Vaseline on your face. Is that Vaseline? Oh, you want to be a nigga so bad. Oh, you want to be one of us so bad. Poor fella. Poor fella. Poor fella. Because we're the greatest nation on earth. You know why? You know why? You know why? Because you get into basketball and you lose. We get into basketball and we become famous worldwide. That's why. That's why. Please. Are you stupid? Civilization existed before you came out the cave, dumbass. You listen, the Bolsheviks had to give you a nation. You was before the white Jews went up there and fixed your nation, you was eating out of your grandfather's skull, you animal. You were eating out of your grandfather's skull. You understand? Please.
Well,
and stop the tanning salon, okay? Can you stop the tanning salon? Stop trying to be cool and tan your skin, okay? Okay? Okay, wait, you would have made cannibals in this earth. The only reason you're not a cannibal today, and some of you still are, but the only reason you're not a cannibal today is because you conquered the earth. That's the only reason. And those are not our people, okay? No, they're not. That's how ignorant you are. Let me tell you how stupid you are. You think that all brown-skinned people are the same. When you white people, you're one people that came out the caves, dumbass. You so stupid. You're one people that came out the caves. But brown people have been on the earth for 10,000 years, stupid. And there are many nations, many types of us, many peoples. But you're one people, a caveman. Don't nobody get referred to as a caveman but you. Listen, man, I know it was tough in New York, because, boy, we used to bust y'all ass in New York. I know you wasn't shit. You probably didn't even leave the Navy. You probably hung around with them Italians and tried to pretend to be tough. You understand? You probably tried to pass as Italian, didn't you? Didn't you try to pass as Italian? Yes, you did.
But let him ask one or two questions.
Come on, let's see. Let's see. What you got to say? Say one more time. Look, are you... That was kind of feminine what you did right there with the hand. What was your question? Let me ask you a question to answer your question. Let me ask you a question. We're men. It ain't rude to real men. Once again, a bitch ass like you is probably a little offensive. I know. You want me to talk sweet to you, right? That's why you wave your hair back. My wife waves her hair back like that, like a real bitch ass. Let me answer your question. Here is the answer. Here is the. Let me tell you something. How much you pay for that dye sitting up there, homeboy? How much you have to pay for that dye sitting up there to go along with that tight suit, sexy man? Huh? Sexy man, that tight suit. It's a gay. Let me. All the millions that your people kill, you don't want to even hell you gonna look at black people. And you done kill millions of because you're such a feminine man. They don't that you lost a basketball game. That's why you'll never be a man. You'll put a tight suit on, you dye your hair, you talk about nigger, but you're really not a man. That's what bothers you, boy.
steroids. Yeah, it probably takes a bunch of steroids just to be a
Okay, okay. Let me get a card in the chat. A card in the chat. If you can hear me, a card in the chat. Yeah. Okay. Sign Christ. Get a card in the chat if you can hear me. Sign Christ. I hear it. I heard it. Bring your phone down a little bit. I can hear your phone. I can hear you. Your phone is on?
Yeah.
Turn it
Oh, no, just put it on silent about sure. All right. Sign Christ. Get this real quick. Yeah. Okay, give me a second. All right. Okay, here we go. All right. Shalom, Yahweh, Yahshua, to the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh, Shemar, Atham, Bashim, Yahshua, to the sisters. I'm priest and officer Paratazar. Priest and officer Paratazar holding the class down. Priest and officer 1000 Sha'al. And this is the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Start off at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Junior Yohana, which you just saw that video. We underneath that strong man, that priest and the prophet of the Lord. The video that you just watched, under Commander Junior Yohana. And since 1969, you know what I'm saying, we've been teaching so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. That's what he teach. You know what I mean? That we are the chosen people of God. We are the chosen people of God. That's the man that we are under. First of all, let's clap, you know what I'm saying? Let's clap it up for the Most High in Christ. And like I said, since 1969, we've been teaching so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You know, not only they are God's chosen people, not only they're the Israelites, not only they're the 12 tribes of Israel, we tell the truth about the Bible. Once we know that we Israel, the steps that we need to do to get right. The steps that we need to do to get right. Because God's people is a holy nation of people, which means that you carry yourself holy. You carry yourself separate. You don't carry yourself the same way that everybody does. No, you carry yourself in a peculiar way, in a unique way, in God's way. That's what we do. The title of the class is Israelites, God's chosen. A good time to come back to our God. Possess it. A good time to come back to our God. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. We talking about our God, not everybody else's God. Because once we, you know, we have been celebrating everybody else's God for 400 years. White Jesus. That's the Europeans' God. You know what I'm saying? That's the so-called white man's God. That's Donald Trump's God. And look at once we, you know what I'm saying, once we serve that God, we serve them. What laws do Donald Trump God has? What laws do he have? What moral compass do he have? His God said, celebrate Christmas. That's Donald Trump's God. His God said, celebrate the 4th of July when you was in slavery. That's what Donald Trump's God says. Donald Trump God said, don't celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Don't celebrate the Day of Atonement. Don't celebrate the memorial of blowing of the trumpets. Don't celebrate the day, you know what I'm saying? Man, right, you know what I'm saying? The festival of booths or tabernacles, the Feast of Tabernacles. Don't celebrate that. Celebrate Halloween. Celebrate, you know what I'm saying, New Year's Eve and New Year's. Celebrate that. Celebrate Valentine's Day. That's what other people God says. The chosen people of God, Israelites, God said, do not do that. Do not do that. You're not allowed to do that. Baba Gashar. Let's go, matter of fact, you said it earlier. Let's open up with Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6, and I'll put it up on the screen. Because for blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, somebody, you know what I'm saying, Donald Trump, God said, don't read the Old Testament. That's what Donald Trump, God said. Donald Trump said that, oh, that's the Old Testament. We in the New Testament. No. Your God said that that's the Old Testament, and you're not allowed to that you're not allowed to read that because it's done away with. But my God said no. The God of this Bible says no. We have to do that because this is the Constitution of the Israelites, the history book of the 12 tribes of Israel. This is our foreways and byways, the things that we did right and the things that we did not do right. The history book of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Nobody else. Nobody else. This is the book that we, you know what I'm saying? This was a book that will put blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians not only together, we'll be the #1 nation on the face of the earth. That's what we would do. That's what we will be. Because our God, because we the only one that have a living God. If anybody picking up this Bible right here, this Bible is only for the Israelites. Period. You cannot read this Bible from front to back. In the New Testament, in the Apocrypha, and in the Old Testament, you cannot say that this Bible was written to everybody. Unless Donald Trump in America, unless you took on American traits. Unless you took on the Islam traits, unless you took on the Arab traits. This is what they do. You know what I'm saying? They never treated us right. Now they decide to teach us the truth, especially the truth about the Bible. Meanwhile, they have a slave Bible out there. Historic proof. Historic proof that they read to the slaves. Now it's okay because 2 years passed out of slavery. Now they good Christians, huh? They good Christians, huh? And we're going to believe these people? We got Stockholm syndrome. Now we're teaching the philosophy of our slave master. Now we're teaching the same breakdown that, you know what I'm saying, that Master Charlie taught, you know what I'm saying, taught his slave to teach the other slaves when they go to church on Sunday. That's the reason why we have all these churches open on Sunday, the first day of the week. God's Sabbath is on the last day of the week. Who changed that? And why so many black people is fighting for that? Why so many, you know what I'm saying? Because white people told them to fight for that. White people did. Baba Kishar, read that.
God, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6.
Start from Baba Kishar. Let me see here. Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Matter of fact, you know what? Let's start start from verse 2. Start from verse 2, Baba Kashaw.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 2. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
All right, so for blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, the Most High God is telling us this is a law. Neither shall thou make marriages with them. Who's them? The other nations. If you read up in the chapter, it will give you the nations that they're talking about. But that's the example. We're not allowed to date outside of our race. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians not allowed to date outside of your race. This is propaganda from our oppressor. Our oppressor teach us not to date outside of our race. And at the same time, he forced himself on our people. He violated our sisters. He even violated the boys. Because he's such a disgusting bastard. He's such a crafty liar. That's what it says in the Bible. Said, neither shall thou make marriages unto them, with them. Read on.
Thy daughter thou shalt not give.
No. Read on where your finger's at. Just hold on to that. Just stick to that.
Verse 4. For they will turn away thy son.
No. Start from verse 3 again. Read verse 3 again.
Verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
We're not supposed to marry outside our race. You know what I'm saying? Blacks is so-called African Americans supposed to marry so-called Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? Negro and indigenous descent. So-called Puerto Ricans supposed to marry so-called Jamaicans. So-called Jamaicans supposed to marry so-called Venezuelans. So-called Native American Indians supposed to marry so-called Haitians. That's the 12 tribes of Israel. This is God's people. Read on. We ain't supposed to be making marriage unto them. Read on.
Thy daughter thou shalt not
what? Thy what?
Thy daughter.
That what?
Thy daughter.
Our daughter. You know what I'm saying? Our daughter what? Read on.
Thou shalt not give unto his son.
We're not allowed to give our daughters unto another nation's son. The holy nation of, you know what I'm saying? The holy nation of God. God's chosen. Israelites. We're not allowed to give our daughters to other nations' sons. But I'm allowed to give my daughter to a Mexican son. I'm allowed to give, you know what I'm saying? I'm allowed to give my daughter, you know what I'm saying, to a Dominican son. But I'm not allowed to give my daughter to an Edomite son or a Moabite son or, you know what I'm saying, or an African son. I'm not allowed to do that. Because my daughter is what? Yasha Allah. She's a holy nation of people. Kodash. That's what she is. So how am I going to give a holy daughter, God's daughter, a daughter of Zion to a heathen nation. How is this possible? So we're not allowed to do it. But every time when Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians do it, something happens. Every time we marry, you know what I'm saying? If you see Serena Williams marry outside her race, you see what happens to her. You see a Stacey Dash marry outside her race, you see what happens to her. You see, you know what I'm saying? You see a black man marry outside their race, you see what happens to them. Read on.
Nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
You know what I'm saying? So it's saying we ain't even supposed to take their daughters to our son. We're not allowed to do that. That's the law right there. And this was what Moses got from the Most High God to tell the lost sheep of Israel, Yasha Allah. This law right here. This law. You're not allowed to do that at all. But you got other Israel, you got other fake Israelite groups say, no, that only meant that nation, because they want to date other heathen nations. They want to be, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to live by the example what Solomon did. You know what I'm saying? You learn from other people's mistakes, right? That's what we're supposed to do, right? Solomon dated outside his race, and he was wise. He's supposed to be the most wisest man in the world. But it's something about, you know what I'm saying, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians want to date outside their race. I won't date these people, I'm only going to date these people. I'm not going to date the Moabs, but you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to date the Chinese, but I'm going to date the Filipinos. You see how they try to make? I'm not going to date the Japanese, but I'm going to date the Vietnamese or Chinese. That's what they do. Because I don't see no scripture for that, brother. See how they try to justify them breaking the law? You know the Most High God is talking about everybody. So you decided to give your son to a heathen nation? What connection do they have? Huh? What connection? Because this what happens. This gonna happen. Read on. Verse 4.
Verse 4. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly.
So Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. This was Moses. Got this from the Most High God. Moses. But is this done away with? Christian church? Is this done away with now? Now we get to marry outside our race. Now Israelites get to marry outside. Remember, I'm only talking to Israelites. Hold on, let me see anything in the chat. Okay. Oh, we got Elder Charges in the house. No doubt. Jacksonville is in the house. Shalom, y'all. Okay, we got him in the house. See, got any more questions? Okay, that's Queen signing. All right. So it says it right here. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 4. For they will turn away thy sons. Who's the thy? Trooper. Who's the thy?
I would say
Speak up, speak up.
The thy is the Most High talking to the Israelites.
No, it said, for they will turn away thy sons
The Israelites children.
Say again?
The Israelites children.
I said die. Who's the die? Yeah, just say, don't make it, yeah, keep it simple. That's why this is universal practical knowledge. I just say, who is the die in this?
Moses.
Huh? They said, for they will turn away thy sons. If you was writing it, if you was writing that sentence, what will you? How will you sentence? What you will replace thy with?
Your.
You see what I'm getting at? So you know what I'm saying? So the die is who? Israelites.
Right.
Yeah. Keep it simple. Don't go in too deep. Always keep it simple. All right? Because remember, die can mean, it can also mean like, you know what I'm saying? Your son, but it's the Israelites who we're talking about. We're not talking about nobody else. We're not talking about anybody else. He said, I will turn away thy sons, Israelite sons, from, I'm sorry. For they will, who's the they in there? For they will, who's the they?
They would be the other nations.
Yeah. For they will turn away thy sons from following me. And who is me?
He is the Most High.
That they, who is the they? That they,
Israelites.
that they, the Israelites, may serve other gods. Who's the other gods?
The gods of the other nations.
And give me an example. What gods are we serving in 2025? Think about what do blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians do? Who we look towards as taking care of us? Who look towards that? Oh, they're going to teach me about a moral compass.
We turn to white Jesus.
Say that again.
We turn to white Jesus.
White Jesus.
Christmas for us.
And that what about in 2024? Who will we be celebrating in 2024?
White Jesus still.
Oh, what about 1999?
White Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? Those what about 1989?
White Jesus.
What about 1979?
White Jesus.
What about 1949?
White Jesus.
What about 1919?
White Jesus.
Same old two-step. We was doing what our oppressors said do. You know what I'm saying? Why was blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians was celebrating Christmas in 1930s? Right? They were celebrating Christmas in 1930s.
Okay.
What about they would celebrate the 4th of July in the 1930s? Yeah. Other gods. Because we want to get in bed with the other nation. And says it right here. Let me just pull this up real quick. It's locking. Let me see. Oh, says it right here. That they may serve other gods. So will, you know what I'm saying? Read on.
So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you.
So is the anger of the Lord will be kindled against us because we started marrying outside our race. We started celebrating other nations' God. We started saying God loves everybody. We started saying Jesus is the Most High God. We try to say we started talking crazy like them and saying a woman who don't have sex can have a baby. Sound like that. It sound like polite doctrine to me.
Right.
Sound like the polite doctrine to me, to let you know he's in jail right now, like his spiritual father, Dr. York, for sexual assault, just like his daddy. Go ahead, you was going to say something?
Well, you're dropping it so heavy. I just want to continue. He was teaching that the black woman is God. Well.
Oh yeah. You ain't know the black woman is God? She could produce a child without a man. This is what our oppressor had, you know what I'm saying? That this is the gods that we took on once we married them. And it's not, and I'm not only talking about a physical marriage, I'm talking about a philosophy marriage also. You know what I mean? We took on the traits of our slave master. There are 4 ways of, we even call the American Constitution our Constitution also. You believe that? Our government, our army, our astronauts, our, you know what I mean? Where is this coming from? Huh? Oh, because we want to marry other nations and we want to take on their gods. And say, so, you know what I mean? And this is Moses said the Most High God this way. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, Israel, if you do this. Remember, you first got to be a lustful bastard and lusting after these Chinese women. Because when the last time that a black man, you know what I mean? That a black man did not take her and he married a Chinese woman, tell me he didn't take on the Chinese culture. Anybody? Anybody? Yeah. Yeah. That's what happens. The Lord said that will happen if we do it. And the Lord, you know what I'm saying? His anger will be kindled against us because we're doing this. Because he's breaking his law. And destroy thee suddenly. Verse 5.
Come. Verse 5. But thus shall ye deal with them.
Go on.
Ye shall destroy their altars, and break down their images, and cut down their groves, and burn their graven images with fire.
So now, you know what I'm saying? Now the Most High God is telling us this is what we're supposed to do to these other nations' gods. But, you know what I'm saying? Saying, but, you know what I'm saying? He will utterly destroy it. But if we don't marry outside our race, and you know what I mean? And we see these graven images or whatever outside our race, but, you know what I mean? Thus shall ye deal with them, ye shall destroy their altars and break down their image. That's the reason why we break down the image of the Christmas tree. We tell her, you know what I mean? We tell, you know what I'm saying, our mother want us to help her, you know, help her with Thanksgiving dinner. We tell them, no, I'm not going to help you with the groceries. And I'm not going to help you to cook, because that's, you know what I'm saying, that's building an altar to another nation's God. So now, Mom, with all due respect, I don't touch that. That's following somebody else's God, somebody else's tradition. I don't see you celebrate the Day of Atonement. When you're realizing that you did something wrong to your brother or your son or your mother, and you're atoning for those sins. The memorial blowing of the trumpets. You know what I'm saying? When the ISUPK go on the street and we blow those horns, we lift up our voice like a trumpet and tell our people about their transgressions against the Most High God. That's what we do. We warn the people. And we warning you about this. So the title of the class is, I'm going to go back to that script. The title of the class is the Israelites, God's chosen, a good time to come back to our God. Don't you think it's a good time to come back to our God? And you know how can we come back to our God? Guess how? It's a good time right now. It's a, you know what I mean? It's a splendid time because we see what our oppressor is doing to our people. The Most High God is giving us the examples of who our oppressor is and who our brothers is. This is going on. Now you know what I mean? You had people in Chicago talking, oh, and the gang members, drug dealers, is talking about, oh, these migrants and all these illegals is selling all, you know what I mean, selling all the drugs like me. I need Donald Trump to come over here and take all these illegals. Hold up. You got drug dealers talking like a white man. Ex-cons for Donald Trump. You see what Donald Trump is doing right now. I can pull that video. Ex-con for Donald Trump. Talking about we need to get rid of these immigrants. When did we start talking like that? Talking like that. We cry in the river like I was goddamn slave master about immigrants. We don't control this country. George Washington controlled this country. Abraham Lincoln controlled this country. Thomas Jefferson does. We don't make immigration policy. Hillary Clinton does, and Bill Clinton does. Because if it was up to us, we wouldn't have no problem with immigration. But we don't run this country. We don't pull up policies. We don't have a base of operation. So why the hell are we talking about, why the hell immigration is coming out of a black man's mouth? When the last time a black man held the range of the policy of all the policies of America? A black woman hold the range of all the policies of America? Never. And I'm talking about thinking as a, you know what I'm saying? Thinking as a black person, not thinking like a white person, not thinking like a, you know what I'm saying? A black person, I mean, a white person in blackface. We supposed to break down all and destroy all their altars. Read on.
Khan, I don't come. Verse 6.
No, start from 5. So I'm reading down on 5.
Khan, I don't come. Verse 5. But thus shall ye deal with them.
Go on.
Ye shall destroy their altars.
Yeah, we should destroy their altars, their Christmas tree, you know what I'm saying? Beating down Halloween. That's coming up. They're not going to celebrate the Lord's Day, the Feast of Tabernacles. No, they want to celebrate Halloween when our daughters is dressing like whores. And it's okay. It's going to be no moral compass, no morality come out as celebrating Halloween. Nothing. what is a moral compass come out of celebrate the Feast of Tabernacles? Is that done away with now? That's the Israelite history. We ought to beat down their altars. Read on.
And break down their images.
Say that again.
And break down their images.
White Jesus doctrine. Say that again.
And break down their images.
Caesar's Borgia. Say that again.
And break down their images.
White Jesus doctrine. Say that again.
And break down their images.
George Washington brought us white Jesus doctrine. Say that again.
And break down their images.
The Pope gave us white Jesus doctrine. Say that again.
And break down their images.
The average white Christian church gave us white Jesus doctrine. God loves everybody. Say that again. And
break down their images.
And break down their images. That's what we have to do. That's why in this school, when you walk through that front door, the first thing you're going to step on is white Jesus face. Or Jesus face. Because if I type Jesus up in a Google machine, white Jesus is going to pop up. Donald Trump face is going to pop up. Joe Biden's face is going to pop up. George Washington's face is going to pop up. Abraham Lincoln's face is going to pop up. Lyndon Johnson is going to pop up. Tom Cruise is going to pop up. That man that plays Thor is going to pop up. That's what happened. All the characters that's in the Godfather face going to pop up. We must break down their images. And that's what ISUPK have been teaching since 1969. This is when we follow the law, statute, commandments. The images start getting broken down. Read on.
And cut down their groves.
Go on.
And burn their graven images with fire.
And burn their graven images with fire. That's what we have to do. Read verse 6.
Verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
After when we spiritually burn down them trees, them Christmas trees. Stop celebrating. After when we stop celebrating Christmas. After when we stop celebrating New Year's Eve. After we start celebrating Halloween and Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day. After we stop celebrating these American holidays. When we break all the images down. Because this is what Moses gives us a reminder. When we follow the law, statute, commandments. When we listen to our God. It's a good time. Let me read the title again. Stop it. Get this title again. Title, Israelites. God's chosen. A good time to come back to our God. Oh, it's a good time to come back to our God right now. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that right? It's a damn good time to come back to our God. Because somebody else was teaching us about their God. Our God is teaching us about ourselves and who we are. We're teaching about what our God said to his people. We're reading about, you know what I'm saying? Our God, law, statute, commandments. And when we follow his law, statute, commandments, what would our God do? Not what would Joe Biden guys do. And Donald Trump and American guys do. No. The Israelites guys do. Read that from the top. 6.
Verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Oh man, do you hear that? I got this is done away with too, huh? That's done away with. Don't remember the past. That was so. You know what I'm saying? Slavery was so back then. Slavery was so back then. Jim Crow was so back then. My mother was born in Jim Crow. My mother was around, you know what I'm saying, separate but equal. She was around that. She grew up in the South. My father grew up in the South. He didn't see this? He didn't, you know what I mean? He didn't see walking on the street. He didn't see the racism of America. He knew it because he lived it. He's supposed to forget about this. Somebody's supposed to tell him, oh no, that's the Old Testament. That's done away with. This is done away with Christianity. Your local Christian black church, is this done away with? Bob Kashar, read that from the top. Book, chapter, and verse.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
For thou art a holy people. For thou, Israelites, you are a holy people. This is Moses having, you know what I'm saying? This is Moses, a Levite. By lawyer, a so-called Haitian of today, having, guess what he's having? He's having law class. He's having law class. He's having Wednesday law class. And he's telling the Israelites, after when we, you know what I'm saying, after when we don't take on the traits of our oppressor, if we do take on the traits of our oppressor, our brethren will burn those images down. Because that's the image of other nations, God, that you celebrated. Oh no, we ain't gonna do that. And after when we do that, I'm going to remind you, you know what I'm saying, for following this act. For thou art a holy people. Holy is Kodash, which means a separate people. A separate people unto the Lord thy God. Now, what God is this? This sounds like the Israelite God. This don't sound like white Jesus God right here. This don't sound like Christianity's God right here. This sounds like the Israelites' God. This sounds like the God that is not going to be broken down. This sounds like the God altar is not going to be broken down. This is what the Israelite God served, right? I mean, the Israelite people, God's chosen people, a good time to come back to our God. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. Read on.
God, I don't come. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee.
Look, say that again.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee.
No, the Lord thy God hath chosen everybody on the earth. Say that again.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee.
The Lord thy God hath chosen the Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, with Negro and indigenous descent. The Mexicans have been chosen by God. The Guatemalans have been chosen by God. The Haitians have been chosen by God. The Venezuelans and the Dominicans and the so-called African Americans have been chosen by God. They are God's chosen people. They are the holy nation, God's people. They are the art thou a holy people. Read on.
God, I don't come. To be a special people.
To what?
To be a special people.
You know what I'm telling you? The blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians to be what?
A special people.
Oh man, is this done away with? Is this done away with Christianity? We're supposed to be a special people. A special people, read on.
Unto himself.
Unto who?
Unto himself.
Unto the Most High God, himself. Not Moses' self. Unto the Most High God, the Father's self. This is for Israelites. We supposed to forget this? Oh, yeah. I know why we want to forget it. Because we want to smoke weed. Because we want to be drug dealers. We want to be gangbangers. We want to be tough against another broke brother who's walking in our neighborhood. I see. I see. We want to claim something that's not ours. We want to get a moral compass from you know what I mean, from white Jesus. We don't want no, you know what I mean? We don't want to do what God wants to do. We want to do what our slave masters say for us to do. Because it's less protocols. It's less protocols. It's less laws. Even though there's more laws on the books. You know what I mean? I want to see, I don't mind my daughter's dressing like a whore in front of her father. It's okay. I don't look towards her in that way. How disgusting we become. Start from to be a special.
To be a special people unto himself.
Unto himself. Read on.
Above all people.
Say that again.
Above all people.
No, all people he was created equal. Say that again.
Above all people.
No, God loves everybody. Say that again.
Above all people.
Above all people. Read on.
That are upon the face of the earth.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth, if he follows the law, statute, commandments. If we follow the law of God. Today they call it the law of Moses, but it came from God. Don't have them Christian to do the you know what I'm saying, the American deceit shuffle. The American deceit, they think, you know, people talk about they call DEIs. You heard of that, right? DEIs. What it used to call? DEI is affirmative action. Why they change? Why nobody say affirmative action? That's what it was. That's what it was. But somebody changed the language. You see how, you know what I mean? You see how our oppressor is? This is how disgusting it is. But you know what I'm saying? But we don't want to listen to the priest and the prophet of ISUPK. Bob Gashaw, drop that, go to Ephesians chapter 4, verse 14. You know what I mean? Let's read about this deceit. You know what I mean? Now brother Paul is saying this to his brothers. He's teaching his brothers that was in Ephesians. You know what I'm saying? The scattered Israelites, because we didn't want to be the nation on top of the earth. We wanted to celebrate Halloween. We wanted to celebrate Halloween. So we get scattered in these provinces of Rome, of Greek. And we become Americans. We become Americans. This is what happens. And now, you know what I'm saying? Now, our brother Paul is breaking this down to his brothers and sisters on the street. The way that we do in ISUPK. Read that Bible, Sean.
I don't come. The book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 14. That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. How long are we going to do this? Just remember, I'm letting you know. If you didn't get indoctrinated, if you read the Bible from the Old Testament and the Apocrypha and into the New Testament, you cannot come up with the concept that God loves everybody and this Bible was written to everybody. You cannot do that. You can't. It wouldn't make any sense. You cannot read the American Constitution, read American history, and say this history is for everybody in the world. You cannot read the Chinese history, the Chinese Constitution, and come up with the concept that, oh, this is for everybody in the world. This is pertaining to everybody in the world. When Americans read this right here, they must have been talking to everybody in the world. This is a letter to a Pacific people. That's why they call it Paul's letters. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 14. That we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro. When we gonna be children being tossed to and fro? Children? We're gonna follow a slave master telling us what to do all day and every day? One slave master said, hey, we could do heroin. Heroin is legal now. Now you're going to have our young brothers and sisters walking around with book bags on, selling heroin on the corner. In the little packages, have little, you know what I'm saying? Have little funny faces on it. Oh, no, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Our president, you know what I'm saying? Donald Trump says it's legal now. So we can sell the heroin now. We can smoke the heroin now. No more children being tossed to and fro. Heroin is legal. I bet if heroin was legal and weed was illegal, you know what I'm saying? We would smoke the heroin and justify smoking the heroin. Justify it. We justify it. The way we justify smoking this drug. Because guess who said it was justified and unjustified? Our slave master. The other nations that we want to marry. Their gods. Donald Trump's God. The American God. Being tossed to and fro. To and fro. And carry away with every wind of doctrine. God loves everybody. You know when they taught us God loves everybody, you know they had the gun to our head, right? You know when they said Jesus is the Most High God, you know it was a gun to our heads, right? Why are we forgetting? Who told us to forget about that history? Who telling us to forget about that history? When Christianity came on the church, it was spreading with the goddamn sword. When Islam came on the scene, it was spreading with the sword. You was forced to believe that, or you was going to be unalive. You was forced to say Jesus is white, or you was going to be unalive by the Christian church that taught the black Christians of today. The white Christians back then had taught the black Christians of today. Now we on automatic pilot. Now we carried away about with every wind of doctrine. If the doctrine blows left, we would go left. If the doctrine blows right, we would go right. If our slave master doctrine blow left, right, uptown, downtown, or whatever, we're going to go because he said so. Now we carry the doctrine of who's a man and who's a woman. People debate about this, discussing this. What doctrine is this? Only doctrine that we have is the Most High God's doctrine. It's the 12 tribes of Israel doctrine. Your slave master is going to teach you what a virgin. I guess a man is a virgin too, huh? If you follow white Jesus doctrine, a man and a woman could be a virgin. How is this possible? When did a man ever become a virgin? Huh? How you know when a man is a virgin? How you know when a woman is a virgin? Did that man stop being a so it means this is how doctrine works here in America. Oh, it's so deceitful. You know what I mean? They change words, they use words. They say a little boy could wear little girls' dresses now. You see these women walking around with a tight shirt on to bring down their breasts. Think about who she's trying to look like. She's trying to mimic a man. You trying to say that's not a sickness? That's not a sickness, huh? That's not a sickness. And you got women don't like men, but they like women who look like men. That's the system. That's the wind that's carried away over every wind of doctrine. If the doctrine blows left, if it blows right, that's a sickness. Why she strapping down her breasts? Why that man's trying to tuck in his rod? Because he's trying to be more feminine than his mother. But we take on the traits of, you take on the doctrine of these animals. These Charlie Kirk, what is it? Charlie Kirk? That's his name? Kirk or Kirkland?
Kirk.
We're taking on the philosophy of Charlie Kirk. Now you got black people sound exactly like them. What type of doctrine is this? This is not, you know what I mean? This is not blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. But we want to, you know what I'm saying? We ain't no more going to be children being tossed, being ragdolled with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men. You know what sleight means? What do sleight mean? Trooper, what do sleight mean? You can look it up. Look it up in the dictionary. But when you read this, and just remember what we finished. We were reading in the beginning. So blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You got it?
Concept.
All right, go ahead.
Sleight. The use of dexterity or cunning.
Say that again.
The use of dexterity or cunning.
That you got similar words to them, synonyms.
Listen, one more part of the sentence.
Hmm?
Especially so as to deceive.
Say that again.
Especially so as to deceive.
Oh man, see, and this is what I'm this is what I'm talking about. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Right here, it says, let me see, carry away with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of the deceive, the cunning, the, you know what I mean, the smooth words. You see what I'm saying? The backstabbing words. They smile in your face. You know, that's the sleight. That's what it is. That's that cunning grin that our oppressor has. That's it right there. By the sleight of men and cunning craftiness. See the craftiness? You know, they put homosexuality in the movies. They put it, you know what I'm saying? They you know what I mean? They give you a little bit here and there. It's a good series. Then they go way left on some homosexuality stuff, on some perverted stuff. Why is nakedness in movies? Why? I thought it was an art thing. So you got to be naked? That's Donald Trump's God. That's Donald Trump's behavior in his culture. That's not God's behavior and culture. What is this? Who are these people who say you got to take your clothes off and then look and grind on each other like you're having sex on? What is that? What is that? Yeah, that's that slight. That's the reason why, you know what I'm saying? That's the reason why that we quick to give our body, you know what I mean? Our daughters are quick to give their bodies to somebody because their bodies don't mean nothing. Our bodies don't mean nothing. That's the reason why you can have casual sex. What the hell is that? The most valuable thing that you have on this earth is your body. Now your body's a piece of dirt. In American system, your body's a piece of dirt. It could be walked over 20,000 times. There's no moral compass in American system when it comes to your body. Nothing. My body, my decision, what the hell do that mean? This is made up things. You can't be doing this. Look, sex became nothing. That's supposed to be the most important, one of the most important events in a person's life. Now they said 2 men can have sex. When did this happen? Who, you know what I'm saying? Who did that slight, that cunning craftiness that said 2 men can have sex? 2 women can have sex? I thought a man and a woman have sex so they can raise a baby. That's sex, you know what I mean? When you have sex with a woman, most likely a baby's gonna come. How is this possible? Because we don't want to follow the Most High God. By the sleight of men and crafty, cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. Oh, you know what I mean? They wait in those little corners and them cracks. That's what he do. You know what I mean? It was like, hey, I destroy your neighborhood. I gave, you know what I mean? There's no way out of your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? You grew up in nothing but a trauma house. You grew up in nothing but a trauma neighborhood. Yo, sell these drugs right here. You read on it, you know what I'm saying? Your neighborhood is so destroyed, even the schools are destroyed. You've been in special ed how long? Your entire life? You know what I'm saying? From elementary up into high school. How did you graduate high school and you cannot read? I'm going to, oh yeah, this is what I'm going to do. You know what the crafty counseling is? Walmart coming to your neighborhood. Walmart coming to your neighborhood. It takes about 4 years to build up this big Walmart in your neighborhood, right? How many years it takes? How many years of high school? How many years of high school? Trooper?
4.
Say that again?
4.
Oh man. So once that Walmart is finished, they need a working force, right? A low income working force, am I right? Did you see the cunning craftiness? Because ain't nobody is not, you know what I mean? You ain't gonna work out no Walmart if you in a great school and they teach you not to work at places like Walmart, but you know what I mean, to go to college and things like that. But use Walmart as a step, you know what I mean, as a step of doing something better. No. Once that Walmart is finished, we need oh man, yeah, we need a workforce, right? No experience required. This is what happens. That's that cunning craftiness right there. And I'm not saying Walmart is a bad place to work at. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying how America is designed. You try to tell me, you know what I mean? You try to tell me people who graduate out of high school. There's a bunch of people who could not read who graduated out of high school. I know them personally. I'm one of them. I'm one of them. How the hell I passed high school and I got a high school diploma? That's a cut. And this is to let you know America don't care about nothing. America don't got no goddamn empathy. Nothing. I wish see here. Stop here. Okay, y'all remember we still got time. So I'm just gonna go back to the title. Israelites, God's chosen, a good time to come back to our God. It's a good time for that. Black Hispanics and American Indians. That's what we have to do. Bob Shaw, read Ephesians once again. You got it? Form 14.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 14. That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive.
And they lie in wait to deceive. And we took on and we took on their deceitfulness. But our brother Paul say, hey, we got to get out of that. Yes, you live here, but you don't have to take on the philosophy of here. Yes, you live in America, but you don't have to do what American values do. You don't have to do it. You don't have to be, you know what I'm saying, compelled to do these American things. These, you know what I mean, these white Jesus doctrine things. You don't have to do it. Let's go to matter of fact, before I go there, go to Leviticus in chapter 19, verse 28. If I'm mistaken. Yeah. It's go to Leviticus 19 and 28. Let me make sure. For Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, we don't want to be carried away by every wind of doctrine. We don't want to do what our oppressor says to do. We want to do what God said to do, because it's a good time to come back to our God. You see, you have it?
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 28. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any mark upon you. I am the Most High.
Wait, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Did anybody told you that we're not allowed to get tattoos? We're not allowed to get them branded irons on us? Now we do it. Now we follow our slave master. Usually, you know what I'm saying, we were going to be branded like cattle, because we was the cattle. Oh, that's Master Charlie's plantation. He's from Master Charlie plantation. Oh, she's from Master Charlie's. You know what I'm saying? She's from Donald Trump's plantation. Oh no, that's Hillary Clinton plantation. That's Hillary Clinton brand right there. That's Joe Biden's brand right there. Now you got these, you know, you got these brothers and sisters that's in Black Greek fraternities, branding themselves like some goddamn cattle, like they did on a goddamn plantation. What type of doctrine is this? Where did they learn that from? Yo, I'm gonna brand you like a goddamn horse. So you could, you know what I mean? So you could say Alpha Phi Alpha or some stupidness like that. Oh, I'm gonna tattoo you on your face. So you could say, I'm part of this sect, or I'm down with this sect. Who culture are we following? In the Constitution of the Israelites, you're not allowed to do that. Read that from the top.
Verse 28.
Book, chapter, and verse.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 28. You shall not make any cuttings in your flesh.
Say that again.
You shall not make any cuttings in your flesh.
He shall not make any cuttings in their flesh. You see, up to even today, you got tribal marks that the Hamites to be doing. That they, you know what I mean, that they be doing over there in Africa. That's their tradition. That's how they get down. I'm not knocking that. not just their tradition. The Most High God told the Israelites, who is a holy nation of people, we're not allowed to do what the Hamites is doing. We there, you know what I mean? We're supposed to not do that at all. And if we do that, the altar got to be broken down. Read on.
Come, that will come. For the dead.
For the what?
For the dead.
Yeah, you be seeing us be doing this. You know what I'm saying? You be seeing them tattoo hands on prayer hands, quote unquote. You know what I mean? Prayer tattoos for the dead. Most High God say we're not allowed to do that. Read on.
Come. Nor print any marks upon you.
Say that again.
Nor print any marks upon you.
No. Say that to the, you know what I'm saying? Say that to our people who want to follow, you know what I'm saying, behind white Jesus doctrine and say you could print everything out on your goddamn face. But meanwhile, they say they following Jesus. Say that again.
Nor print any marks upon you.
Wait. Look, this is the thing right here. This is what he said. No, it was this historian said this. I think Amos Wilson. He said, how can he say? He said, freedom is, he said, no, he said, white people told it, but freedom is doing what you want to do. Why every time what I want to do enriches the European? The things that I want to do enriches the European, because what the things that we want to do is what the European wants you to do. Because he don't want you to follow the Bible. That's how you get enriched. The Bible, you know what I mean? If we follow the Bible and we're doing the things that we want to do, our oppressor would not be rich. The money will be in our hands. The power will be in our hands. We would tell our nation, we are not allowed to get tattoos. No graven images for the dead. This is what we would do. Read on.
God, I will come. Nor print any marks upon you.
Say that again.
Nor print any marks upon you.
Nor print any marks upon us. We know what this is. We ain't stupid. Is this done away with? Huh?
No.
Christian church, is this done away with? When you know what I'm saying, when you fight against somebody who get it, say, no, you're not allowed to get a tattoo because God said not to get it. Read on. Read verse 29.
God, I will come. I am the Most High.
I am the what?
The Most High.
I am the Lord.
I am the Lord.
No. You don't have to repeat it. You said it right. I'm just doing it for, you know what I'm saying, for what's the name? Teaching's sake. This is what's going on. This is from the Lord's work. The Lord said this. Read the next words, what he also said. This is for our sisters right now. You know what I mean? Our sisters going to be slutted out in the next couple of weeks for Halloween. They're going to be dressing like whores, and they're going to be treated like whores. And you're going to have men, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have men doing the same thing. Guess who you're always going to have? LGBTQ community. Because that's their thing also. They like dressy. Drink and do something disgusting. Because nothing come out of Halloween with a moral compass. Nothing. Read that, Bob Kashaw.
God, I will come. Book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter.
Say that again.
Do not prostitute thy daughter,
Read on.
to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom, and the land become full of wickedness.
Oh man, I don't know if anybody experienced Halloween in New York City. If you go to, everybody loves to go to New York City during Halloween. Or you'll be seeing all the disgustingness. Same thing like an LGBTQ community parade. No moral compass. No shame. No shame. Read out from the top, Al-Kashar, book, chapter, and verse.
Verse 29.
Book, chapter, and verse.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 29.
Mm-hmm.
Do not prostitute thy daughter.
Say that again.
Do not prostitute thy daughter.
Bloods. Say that again.
Do not prostitute thy daughter.
Crips. Say that again.
Do not prostitute thy daughter.
MS-13. Say that again.
Do not prostitute thy daughter.
Latin King. Say that again.
Do not prostitute thy daughter.
Cartels. Say that again.
Do not prostitute thy daughter.
Disgusting drug dealers. Say that again.
Do not prostitute thy daughter.
Disgusting weed dealers. Say that again.
Do not prostitute thy daughter.
Do not prostitute thy daughters. Read on.
To cause her to be a whore.
Blood. Say that again.
To cause her to be a whore.
You know what I'm saying? Hoovers. Say that again.
To cause her to be a whore.
To cause her to be a whore. Read on.
Lest the land.
Lest the what?
Lest the land.
Whitney Young. Say that again.
Lest the land.
Compton. Say that again.
Lest the land.
California. Say that again.
Lest the land.
Oh man, Chicago. Say that again.
Lest the land.
Detroit. Say that again.
Lest the land.
Oh man. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, Jamaica. Say that again.
Lest the land.
Antigua. Say that again.
Lest the land.
Lest the land. Read on.
Fall to whoredom.
Say that again.
Fall to whoredom.
Lest the land fall to whoredom. We're going to see it in the next couple of weeks for Halloween. No shame. No morality. No law of God. Just white Jesus laws. Just Donald Trump laws. Just Charlie Kirk's laws. That's his laws. That's his book, chapter, and verse. That's America standing. That's the creme of the creme. The America as apple pie in baseball. Read on.
And the land become full of wickedness.
And the what?
And the land become full of wickedness.
The Israelites is not allowed to do this. Is this done away with? This is an Israelite history book right here. This is their laws, their statutes, their commandments. Not everybody. But you got fake Israelite group talking about, well, I don't see, you know what I'm saying? I don't see the head check, you know what I mean? I don't see the Japhites in there. So we could marry a Japhite. We could whore out our daughter to marry a Japhite man. We all know. Now we don't know where the difference between, you know what I'm saying, a whore in the street or a woman who dressed like a whore. Oh, I'm not a whore. So why are you wearing a whore uniform? That's what whores do at Hutch Point. terrorist behavior. That's how that go. That's how that go now. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And this is going to be. Let me see here. I think this is it right here. Go to Deuteronomy chapter. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 1. And we're going to read that. All right. 4 and 1, and we're going to go down to, I think, 7, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, 5. No, yeah, 7. Read down. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 1. Now therefore hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgments.
Go on.
Which I teach you.
Go on.
For to do them, that ye may live.
That I would teach you this, so you may live. That's an open book test. It's literally an open book test. I'm going to teach you, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to say, right here, Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 1. Now, therefore, hearken, listen, O Yasha'Allah, Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgment, which I teach you, for to do them, that ye may live. If we do it, if we follow the Lord's statute commandment, and we follow God's law, we will live. We don't have to be gang banging. We don't have to like, oh, I gotta run down on this person because he's not from my neighborhood. Nah. I see this new face in my neighborhood and he's my kind. I'm going to address him. I'm going to be polite and kindness. Say, hey, how you doing? Can I help you with what's going on? You new in the neighborhood? You new in the neighborhood? How you doing? My name is Paratazar. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? I'm a priest. You know what I'm saying? A priest and an officer of an ISUPK. What's going on, brother? How you feeling today? Why we can't address each other like that? That's the living part. That's the living part right there. Say, that ye may live. Start off from that ye may live.
That ye may live, and go in and possess the land.
Go ahead.
Which the Lord God of your fathers giveth you.
Go on.
Verse 2. Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you.
Oh man, we are not allowed to add on nothing. But Christianity added on everything. Oh, they added to the word. Oh, yes, they did. Why are we going to add to something that's already great? This is God's words right here. You know.
Neither shall ye diminish aught from it, that ye may keep the commandments.
That we may do what?
Keep the commandments.
Oh, go on.
Of the Lord your God, which I command you. Verse 3.
There you go.
Your eyes have seen what the Lord did, because Baal Peor, because of Baal Peor. For all the men that followed Baal Peor, the Lord thy God hath destroyed them from among you.
Damn right. And that's what's going to happen. If anybody try to preach it never God, we're going to just destroy it. And that's what, you know what I'm saying? That's what priest and captain, you know what I'm saying? Priest and Captain Tazayak have been doing, you know what I'm saying, all year. We destroy these other people's God. We destroy that image of Jesus in your head. We're going to destroy that. And we have been doing, because we destroyed John 3:16. Remember, they always used to pull John 3:16. So God loves the world. That's destroyed. Pick up something new. Go to your slave master and ask for another scripture. The Most High God going to destroy these fake, you know what I mean? These fake gods. The Catholic Church. The virgin birth. That's the fake God. That's on Beelzebub. That's that right there. He's going to destroy that. Read verse 4, book, chapter, and verse.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 4. But ye that did cleave unto the Lord your God are alive, every one of you, this day.
Oh man, well, so when we cleave, when we hold to, when we clinch onto the Most High God, we live. See how easy that is? We live. That's why, you know what I mean? And that's why we fight every day to live, to be worthy of the Most High God. Because we such a stiff-necked people, blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans. Read on.
Verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments.
Go on.
Even as the Lord my God commanded me.
Go on.
That ye should do so in the land whether ye go to possess it.
All right, go ahead, verse 6.
Keep therefore and do them.
Go on.
For this is your wisdom and your understanding.
Go on.
In the sight of the nation.
In the what?
In the sight of the nation.
This is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nation. You know that word is in Hebrew? It's goyim. It's literally goyim. In the sight of the nation. That this is the word for Gentile also. Goyim is another word for Gentile. Heathen, so on and so forth, that's the same word. Ain't Israelite a goyim? Can Israelites be Gentiles? Because Gentile only means nation. In this context, it's talking about other nations. But it's pretty much the same word. So in the sight of nations, read on.
Which shall hear all these statutes.
Which shall what?
Which shall hear all these statutes.
Don't prostitute your daughter. Say that again.
Which shall hear all these statutes.
If you prostitute your daughter, your land will become wickedness with whoredom. Say that again.
Which shall hear all these statutes.
You know what I'm saying? When they hear all these statutes, when they understand it, that, you know what I mean, there shall not be no whore of the daughter of Israel, nor sodomites. You know what I'm saying? Of the sons of Israel. When they hear that ye shall not cut, you know what I mean, your flesh for the dead, or prick on your skin. When they hear these things, read on.
And say, surely.
Surely what?
Surely.
Go on.
This great nation is a wise and understanding people.
That's the reason why we want to teach, you know what I'm saying? Teach these other nations how to show sympathy to one another. This is the reason why we're going to, you know what I'm saying, get the porno industry, you know what I mean, and teach other nations not to have a porno industry. Not to disrespect the system, not to kidnap people. I'm going to teach you that. That's how we're going to be above all nations upon the face of the earth. Because when everybody see, you know what I'm saying? Because when the righteous are in authority, when the righteous authority, the people's happy. I'm just paraphrasing. But when the wicked authority, the people mourn. We the righteous. We are the righteous. Is this done away with? Christianity? Is this book, chapter, and verses done away with? Christianity? I don't think, no, you could drop that. You drop that right now. I'm just letting you know. for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. The title of the class is Israelites, God's Chosen, a good time to come back to our God. It's a good time to come back to our God. Don't you think it's a good time? It's about that time, ain't it right? I think it's about that time. I think it's about the time that we take off all this foolishness. That we look in the mirror and say we have been foolish. That's a good time. That's a good time to come back to the Most High, our power, back to His law, statute, commandments, so it could be a holy nation of people above all nations upon the face of the earth. And the only thing that we have to say is, I'm going to follow my God. I'm going to choose life. That's it. That's it. No more Bloods, no more Crips, no more MS-13, none of our women being kidnapped. You know, people of the world say, that's an Israelite woman right there. Look at her. Holy with grace and class. Look at that Israelite man. Holy in grace and class. We would teach this world kindness and empathy. That's what we would do. We would tell Muslims, do not touch those little boys. You know, in Islam, they consider they touch little boys. They have little boy parties. Disgusting. We would tell, you know what I'm saying, those men in Dubai not to defecate on women. You disgusting bastards. We would teach you in Dubai that. Those parties. That's what we would do. And with that, priest and officer Paratazar holding the class down for priest and officer 1000 Shahal. This is the Israelite School and New School Practical Knowledge, ISUPK. Start off 1 West, 125th Street, New York. I'm the Commander General. It says 1969. We've been teaching the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Israelites, God's chosen, a good time to come back to our God. A good time to come back to our God. And what I'm going to say, Shalom, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahshua, Rakatham to the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh, Shemar, Atham, Bashim, to the sisters. And that's my time. Shalom.